This is Fano from an Hour's Wolfpack, and this is my segment Steppin out of Babylon. This is April. It's April. It's April 5th, 2016. And today I did the normal morning diet. Then I did, what did I do? Oh, I came home and finally made some of my ground beef. And then after that, I missed not making a salad. So, I also had this like weird thing. It's like maybe, cause like either I make the salad or I make the meat. Maybe I should have like made a salad and then made the meat at night. But I've been having like this thing about like not eating like a heavy dinner. That's why I normally just do like a smoothie or it's like some nut butter and an apple. Oh yeah, I went to the local Purdue place. There's organic local stuff, and I got a bunch of apples and oranges. I had an orange today too. So, forgot I should probably had an apple. Because I was like reading for like 2 hours, and I like wanted to eat something. I think I just got water, but I totally forgot that I had an apple over to eat an apple. They say like an apple a day will keep the doctor away. Apples are like pretty powerful if you get like organic local apples. And then if you learn about B17, like the apple seeds are really good for you. I mean, I would just like supposedly the chemical that's inside the apple seed will actually cure cancer or attacks cancer. And they say just basically if you eat an apple, eat the seeds. I know sometimes when I eat like too many apple seeds from an apple, well, say if the apple has about 4 seeds, I eat them all. Sometimes I feel like a little weird, but maybe it's like cancer is getting killed in me. So I just say like safe wise, just eat like one of the seeds, and nothing's gonna happen to you. But if it kills cancer, then hey, you should at least be able to process one seed from an apple. But that's the crazy thing too, is in like nature, you would eat the seeds because your body can't like break down the seed; it just will shit it out. So, and then through your shit, that seed would come out and then it would grow to a plant. Because you normally would shit like on land, not in a toilet. So, like, nature knows how to work itself out. But the other thing on top of that, too, it's like in nature, you might come across an apple tree and maybe you would eat apples until you get full, and you could only probably eat like maybe because of the fiber, maybe like one or two. Yeah, it's the same thing like an orange tree or whatever. But nowadays, like people like make smoothies, we blend shit up, we eat a bunch of nuts, we like just. It's like we go so ape shit because we can do whatever we want that we're probably like doing more harm to ourselves for not eating even healthy food in the right proportions. So, I think that's pretty interesting. I was thinking about like consciously. So I read about. Oh, I did it for like I think it was like a month. I just had like 6 ounces of red wine, and it actually made me feel like pretty good. Yeah, and I was thinking about just doing that because technically, like 6 ounces is not that bad. It's not that taxing on your liver. It's only like literally when you go beyond 6 ounces. So it's like either you drink a beer or you have 6 ounces of wine. And a lot of health people they say like, well, if you're gonna drink, just drink wine because you get grapes and antioxidants and most of it's organic and so on. So I was thinking about doing that part of the diet just to see the difference and like give my body, my mind like a little rest from like the day to day stress and shit. But then like I don't know, it's like I mean I guess like when I work too much and then I like think in my head like well I gotta do all this stuff once I get home and shit. I mean, I guess since there's always like shit to be doing, and then like work always fluctuates, like it's always all these like things. Like I guess I always think like, why can't life just be like simple? Like, okay, you go to work, whatever the fuck you do, and you make X amount of dollars, and it never changes. You always make X amount of dollars, or maybe you'll get a raise. You know, that'd be like the plus. You'll always eventually make more money. And uh you know, I just feel like there's like too many like things out there in the world that like stresses you out, and especially if you want to like move up in your life, it's like you gotta like do the basic stuff, then do more, and then it's like if you want to attract somebody, you gotta do more, and if you want like to be fully fulfilled in relationships, you have to like seek out better women to have relationships with, and so on. Like a lot of people say, what was it like the saying? Like, you can't fix your family, so you're stuck with them. So they're teaching you how to be like a better person. I don't know if that was the saying, but something along those lines is what gets told. But my thing is just like focusing on art and art and art. But I've been getting really overwhelmed with my work. But I don't really want to go into too much detail. But I always feel like when you really think about it, you spend, you know, 4 to 8 hours of each, at least 5 days a week working. So you spend like, and then you spend another 8 hours sleeping. So it's like 24 hours. So you basically have like 8 hours in between that to like do stuff you want to do. And if you're like, you know, you're just chilling out or thinking about all these things you have to do, then I don't know. I think I read how like Finland passed a thing. I think one of my brothers were telling me, but like all their citizens, because they don't like the welfare system or something, they just decide to give everyone welfare. And what they do is pretty much give everyone like $1,000 a month, and if you want to work, you know, to make more money, you can go do that. And I thought how awesome that would be. Like, man, 'cause I spent a lot of my time making that first $1,000 just pretty much to pay for my bullshit. You know, just to live. Food, gas, payments. Wouldn't it be nice if just like the government like gave you that first $1,000 and then I can, you know, relax. Like, hey, maybe if I don't have enough work this month or whatever, maybe if you know you don't get enough hours at your job, you know, you don't have to stress out that much. And maybe it all goes away in reality when you have like so much of a surplus of money. And I mean, I've been there with a surplus of money, and you know, I guess you do feel more happier because it's like, what I got to worry about. But also at a point when I had a surplus of money, I got kind of mad, or yeah, I got mad about the idea of how I only had a surplus of money, or there's tons of people that have way more high surpluses of money than I do, and that it's just so unfair. Like, there's no reason not everyone in the world has a shit ton of money, or at least like a good amount where they don't have to feel stressed out. You know, if they choose to blow their money, that's their choice, but I don't think you should have to pretty much work just to live. I mean, shit, like, because if that's what it was, then people are like, well, then people be lazy and stuff. Well, it's like, alright, teach people how to grow food, teach people how to build houses, give people land, give people houses, give people ways to produce stuff, and then they won't be lazy. Like, basically teach people how to be farmers. Like shit, if they're not gonna do anything and they're just gonna sit and collect welfare checks and whatnots, or just collect their $1,000, then have them grow food, at least their own food. Maybe even like the neighbor's food too. Because if you're growing food and you had at least like even like a half an acre, or even just a little bit less than that, when you have food in harvest, you have way more than you can eat or just spoil and go bad. So you could technically have each house have offsetting days where food gets produced, and then everyone just has a bunch of food. And we do it anyways. It's at stores and things, so it's just like it's a little bit maddening to think about it. A little, just gets a little bit ridiculous. But the reality is like shit. If I had millions of dollars and everyone I knew had millions of dollars, I mean, I would personally go try to save the world or save as much people as I can, or just make so much conscious stuff. But I mean, the reality of it is just we're in a shitstorm, man. No matter how much money you got, how are you gonna save 7 billion people? I mean, if everyone thought consciously as myself, or the most conscious person on earth, and ate the most conscious, would shit change? I mean, granted, yeah, it would change in reality. Because if everyone just stopped buying like sugar, like man-made sugar, and like spent probably an hour or two just doing like personal motivation type stuff, or like any type of therapy, and then like maybe like meditated on top of that, yeah, there'd be a big shift of what people like and don't like. But I think it's like if you're poor, you just do a lot of bad stuff. I mean, at some point, if you're like harming your body, gambling, playing video games, watch TV, like stuff you're wasting your time. Or if you have tons of money and you're just doing the same shit too. Or if you have crazy, crazy, crazy amounts of money and you're just being even more of a turd by just not working. Like, I don't believe in like not working. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't believe anyone should like not grow food or hunt your food, or any of that stuff. Like, the bare minimum thing you should be doing is like building your own shit, getting your own food, finding a clean source of water. Now, if you have that locked down in the schedule, and you did like 3 hours of maintenance every day to make sure all that goes through, that's cool. That's enough work. You can do that. But I think like the people that believe like, well, fuck, like I can make all this money and run a corporation and go on vacation 24/7, and go to meetings and that's my work and do all these things, like it's like, nah, it's stupid. It's not work. But what is crazy is there are people right now who have billions and trillions and trillions of billions of this like made up paper, and they literally could just eat tacos every single day and drink beer, or they could just work out and eat the healthiest foods on the earth and not have to lift a fucking finger. And some people are born into it. Then some people like literally don't have to do anything. Or some of those people that are born into it can just get some like job and that'll be okay. And I guess I just come from reality where like I had nothing, 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 I had like throughout my whole life it's pretty much I been getting by, had nothing, and I work for pretty much nothing. And even when I'm out of it, I'll just have this overwhelming feeling of just like, gotta help people, gotta help people. Cause I always just wish there was somebody out there to help me. Not like sit there and hand me $1 million, but like somebody to help me out or help the system out so the system's easier for people like me or like anybody. Like, that's what I want. I don't want like just be who I am. Even if like someone gave me like $2,000 a month, I would be like, okay, cool, but I would probably still do my business. Maybe I wouldn't take on as many jobs, but I'd still do my business. I'd still do my art. I'd still, I mean, I might just give away my art. So, but I really don't want someone to give me that much money, anyways. I wouldn't mind someone just paying the basic bills, $1,000 or so. Or even like in a retainer, like say if it's like they're an account just in case you need it. That would be cool, 'cause that's like a peace of mind. But I guess in the wilderness, every time, you wouldn't know if you'd eat for that day, just if you found stuff or not. So, I mean, I guess that is the reality of this city or system. It's kind of like the same shit. But I also at the same time don't think that they don't. I don't know, because I walk around a lot during the day, so like I see like a lot of people just like hanging out, and I know they don't have jobs and things, so they look very like not homeless, but people just don't work. I know it's not their day off either. And I'm just like, man, you could put those people growing food or building houses. I don't understand it. Like, why are the people just walking around doing nothing? I get if it's their day off. I understand that. But if it's not, why? Why do you have a system that pays for people to do nothing? And it's like if we're gonna pay people to do nothing, let's give them more than the bare minimum. That way they can put money back into the system. But that's not gonna happen either. So might as well just give everyone the money, like Finland. It's like shit. You might as well just give everyone the money, and then shit. If you want to go bust your ass for some more money, cool. Because then probably they'll just put it in the system. Or they'll save it, they'll put it in the bank, and then the bank will use it. It's like, Jesus. It doesn't make any sense. But that's, the life. That's Babylon. Babylon doesn't want to make life easy. And it's funny, though, because if you have decent parents, they get the system, and they work in the system, and they try to make sure their kids don't have to understand the system that bad. But luckily for me, my parents didn't really care if I knew about the system. So I got to know about the system when I was a kid. And how shitty it is. And that's my life. And I think everyone's aware of how the Babylonian system is, but people don't become consciously aware of it till a certain point in life. So I don't like that, and this is Fano from An Hour with Wolfpack, and this is my segment, Stepping Out of Babylon. This is day 75, and it is April 5th, 2016. And I hope everyone lives with love and compassion, because if you don't love yourself, then you can't love anybody else.